Here's a collection of actual crimes committed by really dumb criminals. Just sit back and enjoy the insanity as we present. Stupid crime stories you just won't believe. In 2022, a 26-year-old man walked into a Paddy Power store in Birmingham, England with the intention of robbing it. Paddy Power is a popular gambling company in the UK where gambling is legal. These places are also known as gambling dens. Wearing a hood and a mask, the man handed the clerk a note that was written on a betting slip. The note read, "I have got a gun, open the door or I will shoot you." He also held up a black gun to show he was serious. After the clerk emptied the register, he forced a female employee to open the safe and fill a bag with money. Calculated in US currency, his total heist was over $20,000. After collecting the cash, the man left the store. But as he was leaving, he had removed his disguise. This made it possible for management to easily identify him on the security cameras. They passed this information on to police and he was quickly located at his home. Now you may be wondering how police were able to find his house simply by a video. Well, that's what makes this a really stupid crime. After looking at the security video, store management recognized the guy. He had recently applied for a job at the same store he just robbed. This genius had even left his resume with all of his real contact information. Much to his surprise, cops showed up at his house and easily arrested him. They found the demand note, the cash and the gun, which turned out to be fake. According to his lawyer, the man had worked as a forklift truck driver. He said that his client had a gambling addiction which had been going on for 3 or 4 years. He ran up his gambling debt with Paddy Power to $28,500 over an 11-month period. He also owed another $2,600 to another gambling company. It was later revealed that this 26-year-old robber had also been present when his 22-year-old friend tried to rob another betting shop a few months earlier. His friend had even used the same fake gun in that attempt. However, on that occasion, the store manager had activated an alarm, filling the place with smoke. Police arrived quickly and the 22-year-old was arrested and sentenced to 3 years and 4 months. Now this guy gets to join his friend in jail. He was sentenced to 6 years for armed robbery. In February of 2022, police in the UK were involved in a dramatic high-speed chase. The whole thing began after officers attempted to pull over an Audi A7 they had observed maneuvering recklessly all over the road. However, the driver refused to comply with what should have been a routine traffic stop. They were eventually forced to call in a police helicopter to aid with the pursuit. The driver led cops on a 35-mile chase before it finally ended. And that's only because the car ran out of gas. Behind the wheel was a 21-year-old man with a large bag of marijuana in his car. While he didn't have car insurance, he did provide officers with a driver's license. However, the license he gave them didn't look like this, which is an official UK driver's license. Instead, he gave officers something else. Yes, that's an actual photo of the driver's license he gave police. A Lego Land license he had received from Legoland as a kid in 2003. These awards are given to children who pass the driving test at the Legoland theme park. Kids must watch a detailed safety video and then drive around a track in electric Lego-themed cars in order to get the license. He would have been around 2 or 3 years old at the time. The cops joked in the tweet that the Legoland license was not the reason for the driver's dangerous driving. The large amount of cannabis was. The man was subsequently arrested at the scene on suspicion of dangerous driving, failing to stop, possession of a Class B drug, driving with no insurance and driving with no license. In 2018, 2 teens in Georgia, aged 16 and 18, broke into a home. Once inside, they stole a few items and quickly left the scene. The burglary was committed so easily that the teens felt pretty confident. So confident, in fact, that they decided to rob the same house again. But this time, a neighbor spotted them during the second attempt and called police. The 2 burglars ran off, but police were able to apprehend them. Deputies recovered a backpack that had been taken from the home. Inside they found 2 knives, some marijuana, drug paraphernalia and articles of clothing, all of which were believed to have been stolen from inside the house. The 19-year-old was jailed on a $21,449 bond. The 16-year-old was taken to the Regional Youth Detention Center. Stories of criminals double-dipping are certainly not unique. For example, in 2021, a 38-year-old California man burglarized a home early one morning. When the homeowner arrived later, she noticed signs of forced entry. There was a broken window and part of the screen was missing. According to police reports, some items were stolen and others were vandalized. They also collected blood evidence that was left at the scene. Later that evening, the same woman called police again to report another burglary. This time, the crime was in progress as someone was trying to break into her home as she was calling. The suspect quickly fled the scene in a vehicle before police arrived. They said the victim was able to provide a suspect and vehicle description to responding officers. Officers said they located the suspect's vehicle shortly after and conducted a traffic stop. The man was subsequently arrested for DUI. Police noticed that he also had fresh injuries consistent with the first residential burglary's broken window. Upon searching his vehicle, they found a window screen and one of the items the victim reported as stolen from the first burglary. Detectives were called out and obtained a search warrant for his residence. Once inside, they found the victim's stolen property and other physical evidence linking the man to the first burglary. Authorities said he was arrested and booked into the Kings County Jail on suspicion of DUI, possession of open containers, residential burglary, possession of stolen property and vandalism. His bail was set at $80,000. In 2019, an unidentified man tried to break into a home in Tulsa, Oklahoma. You can see the man in surveillance images walking up to the door and kicking it several times. When the alarm goes off, he runs back to his car and drives away. According to the homeowner, he has several posted warnings that his property was under audio and video surveillance. For some reason, that didn't concern this criminal. He actually returned just a few weeks later. Once again, the alarm scared him away. Both times he was driving the same car. And as you can see, he's doing this in broad daylight. The homeowner then decided to make the video public using local news outlets. Eventually, someone else in the neighborhood recognized the man as the same person who had burglarized their home. He was even wearing the same clothing seen in the video. A gray sweatshirt and sweatpants with the word Puma down the left leg. He also wore a surgical mask, but it was likely being used as a disguise rather than for health reasons. The homeowner said this was a very scary situation for his family because they have no idea who the man is, or why his home has been targeted twice so far. Police are still looking for the relentless criminal. In 2014, a man in Texas woke up at 4 a.m. to catch a flight out of town. As he walked through the house, he could see that something wasn't right. Someone had left his back door open. A bag that was sitting on the floor was no longer there. He also could see where someone had rummaged through his closet. Among the items missing were his new ski clothes, an iPad, a laptop computer and a guitar. The thief even had the nerve to steal his dead dog's ashes. As he continued looking around, he got a big surprise. The thief was still in the house. As a matter of fact, he was asleep in the guest room. The homeowner said that he tried to verbally wake the unwanted guest, but got no response. He then called police. While waiting for officers to arrive, he decided to take a picture of the sleeping bandit. Police later discovered that the man was actually a neighbor. He had made several trips back and forth, dropping the stolen items off on his own front porch. He would then come back for more. At some point, he got tired and fell asleep. It seems odd that he made so many return trips to the house. Criminals usually want a fast getaway. There's a chance that he may have known that the homeowner was leaving town. He just showed up a little too early. At any rate, it's hard to believe that he was able to come and go undetected. But like all the other crooks who come back for more, their greed eventually catches up with them. Police arrested the 22-year-old man on burglary charges. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Our weekly videos will feature such topics as stupid crime stories, classic TV, and the real stories behind popular songs from the past and present. There will be even more categories as we continue to grow.